Hi guys, and today I want to share with you the workflow of the deep compositing. I'm going to use this sci-fi kind of shot, and we will have a look on what we have as input information, deep data, a little bit of visual effects like fire that is rendered as flat PNG but used in deep, and also how to make a background project on a spherical shape. So let's dive into it and let's see how it's made. So just to give a little overview what we have here, this is my final output image, and if you take a look on the nodes part, you will see three main parts. This one on the top is the main flow, and specifically this part is the background, that sky. In the middle part we see the main comp of the layers, each rendered a separate layer from the max and V-ray we comp here together. And the third lower part, this we are using flat rendered PNG sequence of the fire. You see that in the background, and we are using only one sequence duplicated 4 times and merged back to the main comp. So let's have a look, and let's start from the background. Just quickly see how it's been made. So I'm using HDRI texture, which is quite huge. Let me load it in the viewport, and it's gonna be quite overexposed. Yeah, as you can see, it's just a white color. But if I will bring here gain gamma tool and reduce, you will see the map. This tool is not doing anything with the image, but it's just for the viewport, so you can use it if you have something overexposed but you don't want to change the flow, the nodes. And what I'm doing here is, let me keep it on the screen for now. What I'm doing here is I'm using this map in the sphere map node here, and using that spherical map as a texture for the shape, we can have this effect. Let me apply color correction here temporarily. Yeah, so here what it does, and when we apply this as a material for the sphere, we can manipulate the sphere, move it up and down and change the scale, and we need it just to position it around the camera. So here's my camera, and in the merge 3D node you see how I put it there with this transform node. With having just a spherical map, we can't actually plug it to the merge node, merge 3D. So we have to have 3D shape for that. And having this, this camera, by the way, is taken from the mock scene and used here. As this camera is animated, we have perfectly tracked background, because we're shooting from the exact same camera inside the sphere. Let's move forward to this middle part. So let's see what we have. I have separately rendered few sequences. So this is the background. I'm showing you the JPEG sequences because I'm having here JPEG and EXR with deep data. If I switch to environment EXR deep, you will see here that it takes the information, and we can verify it by color inspector. And if you have a look on the Z value, Z is back, it actual actually the distance from the camera to that mesh. So having this two loaders, this EXR deep data has no information about the color. There is no RGB. I excluded just to have it a bit lighter, this sequence. And we're using this JPEG sequence as a colorizer for this deep data. And the second layer will be a fog. So this is just a fog, and when I was rendering this, there is no any geometry inside this scene. That's just the same lighting and same camera movement. But with using deep recolor node, we can colorize this deep data, which we have here, and use it in the main deep merge. Moving forward, and here we have a character, which is rendered also separately. And for that, I have JPEG again with the RGB data, deep data without RGB, and also EXR with crypto rendered separately. So this EXR contains only crypto information. I used it once up the stream for a little color change of the cloak. So with the deep recolor node, we're adjusting colors of the deep data and some color corrections here as well. And the fourth layer will be the alien ships. They also, everything rendered against the background, the black background. But of course we have the environment light enabled, so it's just for avoiding the fringes on the edges. All those four layers are merged in the deep merge node. Here, let me move to the first frame. And further, we have another deep merge. And here we're merging the fire and smoke effect. Here I'm showing you now what I have as input information. So I quickly simulated this fire and the smoke with Phoenix. That's just PNG sequence around 400 frames, nothing fancy. And I'm putting some color correction on it, and then I split that 4 times. First of all, I'm doing the time delay per each sequence, so they have 4 versions with the offsetted timing to have a different look and to not have instance effect in the final shot. And then each of those 4 I'm applying to the image plane just to have it in the 3D space. Yeah, you see here that viewport is lagging. That's a limitation of the software. We can't do anything about this, but there are tricks that you can fix it, kinda. So we have these 4 image planes, and we merge them together. And we merge them together with the camera. I believe that's the camera input goes right here and into the merge node. So here in this scene we also have a camera. Again, viewport issue, partly it's clipped, it's bad. And we render all this as a layer here. It's quite fast because this is just a PNG copied 4 times, same loader, super fast. But what's interesting about this part is that we can have this in 3D space, in the 3D space of deep data. So I'm outputting from my render this branch, and this branch goes to the deep merge. And in the render node, we have two options, just a flat image or deep image. So deep image is enabled, and thanks to that, it can go to deep merge node. And I'm also merging here my environment. So just this. I'm doing all that just for check where in space my fire now. If I want to change the distance, let's say I want to put this fire in front of that building, I can do that by changing its position in here, or yeah, the viewport again is lagging. That's a good example. So we can merge this deep data, the deep to points node, and preview it here. So here I'm having my camera, and here I'm having also my fire effect. So these 4 image planes and the camera, of course, and my deep information about the environment. So you see those slices. These are the samples of the geometry of the environment sequence. So I should not forget to mention that in the deep points we have transform tab where we can adjust the scale. So if I would keep it default 1 scale, it's gonna be again a huge scene which will be clipped and hard to manipulate. You see, so we can easily put it like this. Oh, sorry, 0.001, scale it down, and this way we can avoid that glitchy effect. So about that fire, if I want to put this in front of my building, that fire is this one, and I should find the proper one. Fortunately, I don't remember which one is this. To find it, I'm switching on and off. Yeah, that was the first input. So this fire I want to put in front of that building, which I see the deep 2 points data is right here. And I can move it by Z-axis. I can see it here. So by Z-axis, I move it closer to the camera. So I change that, I change that value to, that's too much, 14 to, let's say, 16, and now it's in front. Because of this huge distances, it's not really working to adjust the value like this by scrolling. It's too slow. So I think the one way is only is to type the numbers. Not really convenient, but it's not taking too much time to fix. So this is how I manipulate this data, and this is kind of work. Having this information, I merge everything to the main flow, to the deep merge with the all 4 layers. Again, it takes time to load that fog effect. And that all goes to the deep 2 image. Before that, let me quickly show you and remind you that we can transform this deep data. So deep transform. And if I want to make this fog closer to the camera, like make it more, to cover more space, I can do it by positioning deep transform node before we merge to the to everything else. So I put it here and type quite a large number, like minus 50,000. And this way it comes closer to the camera. If I put 80,000, it's even closer, and sooner or later it will cover the character. Let's put 100. Now the character is behind. Of course, this is not working with the extreme numbers. Character visibly intersecting with the folk here. But if we put it behind, we can change a bit that feeling. I think I have wrong number. Yeah, now it's correct. Yeah, so we can check before and after. Yeah, let's say this is more dense folk. It's working for us. Just to remind you that if we would render this pass as a simple PNG sequence, for instance, without deep data, we will not be able to do this effect. So everything will be covered at the same level, and those ships, for instance, meanwhile we play the animation, we play the sequence, those ships will be covered with the same density of the fog. With having data, deep data, that ship object will go closer to the camera, and it will reveal more and more as it closer to us, because we have that information about how far it is from the camera and how deep it's inside that fog. So let me delete this node. And yeah, having all that, I convert everything from deep 32 bits to float 32 bits as well. And we go up there, and I'm just using that crypto, as I mentioned before, for the cloak, and I'm changing the color a bit. Oh shit. And merging everything with the background. Later is easy, we just adjusting the colors to have a desired look. I'm adding a bit of a depth blur to avoid that CG effect. With the sharp render, adding some lens distortion and film grain. This is the final output, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown, and if you have any questions about deep data or how to manage these kind of shots, I'm always ready to help you. Thank you, and see you in the next one.